Okay, here we go again. My name is Carl Pearson. I'm an attorney practicing law through a sole proprietor law firm owned by me alone. I'm preparing this video on April 6, 2020, with more than 357,000 reported coronavirus cases and 10,600 deaths in the U.S. as of April 6th. I'm going to discuss the first of my three reforms that can create prosperity in a municipality defined by a single zip code up to several contiguous zip codes. I'm 83 years old, and to protect my life, I'm in fairly rigid self-imposed quarantine with no coronavirus symptoms and no tests, and I'm in my 22nd day of self-imposed quarantine. And I have watched my law practice precipitously decline starting 2 months ago because of the coronavirus, followed by the temporary cessation of new lawsuits in New York State. Because the highest level, that is the federal level of government in the U.S., is unable to solve the nation's economic problems, I want to explain how the lowest governmental level, that is, comparatively small municipalities defined by a single or up to 5 or so contiguous zip codes, can do the job. Only 3 reforms are needed, as I discussed in my last video yesterday. Free broadband for all residents and businesses located within the zip code is the first of my 3 proposed reforms. First of all, I want to explain how zip codes work. A zip code is assigned by the United States Postal Service to no more than one municipality, and those with larger populations may have more than one zip code. But the same zip code is not assigned to 2 or more municipalities. Thus, a zip code or series of contiguous zip codes defines a municipality and the physical area of the local government. The New York, quote, city, unquote, of Sherrill, Sherrill, population of 3,147, has the single zip code 13461, whereas the city of Yonkers, New York, a population of 198,000, has 10 zip codes. We know from the zip code of a resident or business whether the resident lives or the business is located within the governmental area defined by the zip code, which enables us to reach such persons by mail and by door-to-door solicitation, thereby helping out in the solicitation of signatures on petitions for ballot initiatives or get out the vote drives, for example. Fast, free broadband or Wi-Fi has become more important than radio and television, especially in rural areas. A wealthy family can buy broadband, which means fast, and be able to watch movies, read books, do research, do homework assignments, obtain information, make reservations, buy goods and services, and much more without waiting. But families with slow internet connections are able to do far less, which restricts their learning and economic growth, almost like putting a slowdown drug in their drinking water. I know from my own experience. I started with dial-up in 1991, which often didn't work and took sometimes 5 to 20 minutes to get a very slow internet connection. Rural areas in the U.S. still have very slow connections and are in dire need of fast broadband connections. Also, there are many families in the U.S. which cannot afford fast broadband and have to settle for slower internet access. To try to equalize competitive conditions in life for individuals and to promote competition among businesses, free broadband services should be made available to all in every municipality. That's what I believe. You might wonder if this is possible for large cities, and the answer is yes, at least for cities no larger than 5th in population in the United States. Philadelphia in 2004, then the 5th largest city by population in the United States, and now the 6th, being replaced by Phoenix, Arizona, had free broadband for all, but this was too much for the broadband industry to stomach, and a Pennsylvania statute was enacted making it illegal for a municipality in Pennsylvania to provide free broadband services to its residents. There are today 25 states that make free broadband for a municipality illegal, or which provide substantial roadblocks to having free broadband. New York State is not one of them. It is not one of that 25. In my video description, I provide a link to the website that will tell you what restrictions, if any, exist in your state. Free broadband paid by a municipality is not a waste of money. The taxes from increased earnings and sales and real property, and the savings in social services and many other benefits make it profitable for a community to have free broadband for all. The monopolists, however, see this as a threat to their monopolies. One industry source, Otelco, has this to say, and I quote, "Statistically, broadband internet access is becoming more and more important to the lives of people all over the world. As of August 2015, there were over 3.2 billion internet users in 190 countries accessing the World Wide Web for a number of reasons, including entertainment, communication, access to vital services, and education. The Internet's increasing importance in our daily lives has led many to believe that broadband internet is a utility as vital to public infrastructure as public water, sewer, gas, and electric power." End of quote. I provide the sources for my quotes in the description that accompanies this video. I hope that some viewers will help me in implementing the 3 reforms. I'm not seeking any compensation for my help. The reforms are too important for having personal compensation involved. Well, I've said what I plan to say, and I'll say so long until my next video, which will be the second reform, that is training residents of the zip code to be employed as the assistant to the owner of a small business.